As far as relationships are concerned, here are common signs that shows that you are in an abusive relationship. The very first is that you feel very uneasy around your partner. Whenever you hear their voice or your phone rings and you see that they are the ones calling, you suddenly start feeling afraid. You suddenly start feeling uneasy. That is a sign that that relationship you are in is abusive. And the second is you over-explain everything. When you find yourself over-explaining things to your partner, know that that relationship is becoming toxic. The next is the fact that you keep hiding things, very common things that you are not supposed to hide. You start hiding them up, you start covering them up because you want peace. You want to keep peace. You don't want this person to get pissed off. You don't want this person to get angry. That is a sign that you are in an abusive relationship. Another sign you should be looking out for is this person always blaming you for their abusive behavior. Like every time they get to beat you or do something that goes against your right as a human being, they come back blaming you for being the reason why they did what they did to you. They never take responsibility for their actions. They don't take responsibility for their bad behavior. If you're in a relationship with anyone who treats you like this, who manipulates you, who gaslights you, know that that relationship is toxic. And another sign you should look out for is the fact that when this abuse happens, this person blames you for it, comes back and apologizes, promises that he or she will not do that again, only to repeat that 30 minutes later, only to get you beaten up 30 minutes later. They never keep to their words. They are unrepentant. These are just a few signs that shows that you are in a toxic relationship. When your partner starts isolating you from every other person that you love, every other person that is supposed to be in your life for no reason, know that you are in a stage of your relationship where you have to start thinking of yourself. And when that person too gets jealous at every slightest opportunity, they always want to know where you are. They keep ringing your phone non-stop when you go out of their sight, and they even go to the extent of telling you to go on a video call just for them to ensure that you are actually where you say you are. My darling, you're in a toxic relationship. You should start finding your way out. These are just a few reasons. We could go on and on and on talking about signs of you being in a toxic relationship and all of that. But if you find yourself in a situation like this, then you should start thinking twice and looking for an exit route, an exit plan for yourself. The first step to helping anyone get out of an abusive relationship is first of all understanding that person's reason for staying in that relationship. Once you understand the reason for which that person insists on being in that relationship, no matter how toxic it is, then you can now come up with ideas. You can now come up with strategies to help that person safely get out of that relationship. Some people stay long in toxic relationships because they have nowhere else to go to, or they have nothing to fall on if they leave that person. So the very first thing you should do is understand why they are there.